Greeting everyone. So thank you for inviting me to the interview today. So here is my presentation for today. My presentation will be divided into four parts. The first part is about the current situation analysis of NTU and NTU employability. Second part is about my uh, finding a small survey about employability tip within from our students. Third part is some recommendation, and the final part is Q&A for you to question me. So let's start with some biggest numbers related to NTU employability. So our school currently have 28,000. Currently, our school have 28,000 students, which 80% of them are undergrad and 20% of them are postgrad. We have over 6,000 business network for employability opportunities, and another number is 94% of students who are 94% of students got their job or further study after the graduate. This is a very great number. And here is all of the list of the employability service that I found on our website. So there are three biggest categories, which are one-to-one advisory, one-to-one advisory, future hub events, and recruiter insider, which include all others very useful link like this one. So here are some next is some SWOT analysis related to the employability service. The strength is we have a large number of students, large number of business network, which are plenty of opportunities for our students when they graduate. Our weaknesses is, our threats is, and our opportunities. Second, I did some small survey with my friends, and yeah, it's I did it in quite a few days, so not much. I did it only in a few days, so there's not much. There's not much sample to talk about, but but yeah, it's better rather than like just then. I'm a kind of student who also join a lot in our employability events, so somehow I know the problems, and I also ask some of my friends about what are my concerns. So here is my small survey. Although it is just us, I didn't have enough time to have a really big sample, but the majority of them also confirm what's my point of view, also confirm my point of view about the employability service. So here's my finding. Firstly, there's none of the response ever visit our Facebook page. This is quite surprised because Facebook is most popular social network among students, and it turned out email, friends recommendations, and the now website is the most frequent channel that students often hear about our event. And they think, and when asked about what do they think, which channel will reach them more effectively, then the answer is our is employability website, and one more time email and word of mouth. It shows that they are more likely to reach via their email and another question of mine relate to the how to increase the awareness and the engagement. They also here are some of their recommendations that I find is quite similar to my experience. Firstly is the personalized, the tailored email that related to the skills that they chose. Second things they also want to secondly they want to so they are more likely to be influenced as friends when deciding to engage in any of the service that employability team provides. Thirdly, the email need to be more engaged and more image, whereas the final one and the final suggestions is they are more likely to go to the event by tutors. So from this finding, here's my recommendation for the team. First, I suggest we can divide it. I suggest we can divide all of our students into five. We segment our student into five groups. First group is student in the first and second years, which with a characteristic that they just knew this is a service that can useful for them. Second is the third year and final year students. At this stage, they are more likely to worry about their study and job prospect. Also, they are more stressful and more overwhelmed because of the coursework and also the decision to study or get a job as well. And I think this stage is this target, this student segment is target is the most effective group that we can target to gain their awareness and engagement. Next is two groups from postgraduate and uh, which is the one who haven't got a job. So basically they are the final year student who decided to further study rather than getting a job. This people, this student more likely to have experience familiar with the tools to build CV and to build their CV and to build their CV and to build their CV, most likely to build their CV and cover letter. They also got experience from their part-time job and volunteer activities. So that's why in this stage, for this group, we will need some this. Whereas the next group is a postgraduate student who have working experience at this stage. Student, they are more considering which event are useful for their area and their expertise to spend time to, and they also need more from recruiter. They also want to hear more from recruiter to get more real life experience. So here is the things that we can provide. And the final group is exchange student, and this group is basically same with the first year group, where they are really eager to learn and to experience, but they might or might not care much about the employability. So we might encourage them to join event and take part in accelerate employability work to encourage them to take part So after dividing the five groups and then target them with the appropriate skills and target, we can segment our emails as well. And segment our email as well. And